Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Now they got robots serving room service to uh, residents at the hotels in California. And this is just the beginning because they already projecting up to 2030 that they're going to have 30 million robots, 20 to 30 million robots in 10 years. So you never know what's going to go down and what plan these dragons got for their society. And now that they don't have need for a lot of these slaves, because that's one of the major features of Babylon the Great, Revelations 18 and 13, souls of men and slaves. That's one of the main merchandise that the merchants were selling. But now the merchants don't need the souls of men anymore. They can use the souls of robots. And so this is the new development. And since you got social distancing and pandemics flying all over the place, the robots are going to be very convenient. You see? And so you're going to see where they take this situation. But the Most High said something that was very unique in how he said it, and looking at the developments that's on the horizon, his statement come to mind. Let's go to that before we go to that news report. Let's get, it's in Habakkuk chapter 1, verse 5. It say, "Behold, ye among the heathen, and regard a wonder marvelously, and wonder marvelously, for I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told to you." Okay, he's gonna work a work in our days that if it was told to us, we would not believe it. And then you got who's this talking? You got let's see here. Who is this talking? Well, Luke is narrating the situation. And anyhow, in 41, he said, "Beware let's start at 40. "Beware therefore lest that come upon you, which is spoken of in the prophets." And he quotes Habakkuk 1 and 5. He say, "Behold, ye despisers, and wonder, and perish. For I work a work in your days, a work which ye shall in no wise believe, though a man declare it unto you." So these robots, that's a work that if somebody would have told anybody in the ancient world, and even in America, it was a big fantasy, a cartoon, the Jetsons. You got all kind of our robot movies that was considered science fiction. It wasn't real. But we starting to see that this thing is real and is live and in full effect. Now let's go to this news report. Say robots filling in staffing shortages at some California hotels with no tips expected. You see, Silicon Valley, robots are filling staffing shortages. Now they was having a microchip shortage, and this could be the reason that they was having that microchip shortage, because they was somewhere in the cut making a bunch of robots. You got China, they putting robots on the border with machine guns. Now you got Americans over here in California putting robots in hotels. You see, because of the staff shortage, because people are being laid off and they're catching this sickness, and they gotta send them home too if they come up with the sickness. Say the robots needs to be trained only once to navigate the lobby and hallways. It even has been adapted to call for an elevator. Once inside, it can press the designation floor. Hotel corridors can be tricky to navigate even for humans with housekeeping carts and other guests. So this situation is becoming real. So what happens when this robot comes and someone is in the way? The robot is programmed to avoid obstacles, human or otherwise, so it will try to go around. If sometimes happens, a person is uncertain which direction to move and does a zigzag, the robot reacts in a similar fashion, seeming to do a dance, even spinning around in search of a safer maneuver. It says, once the robot gets to the room requesting something, it calls the guest to announce its arrival. Boy. So this is what's going on. Not trying to make this video too long. This is the time that we living in. Let me get that Wisdom of Solomon. And I'll close out. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11. Okay. It says, verse 18. Or unknown wild beast full of rage, newly created, breathing out either a fiery viper or filthy scents of scattered smoke, or shooting horrible sparks out of their eyes. 19. Whereof not only the harm might dispatch them at once, but also the terrible sight utterly destroy them. So these robots might be used for all kind of things. You see, they might be used for all kind of things. And it's going to be vengeance upon the wicked, because he's not creating, letting these things be created for the righteous. These things going to be created for the wicked, and they're not going to be able to be reasoned with. That was verse 15 and say, unreasonable beasts upon them he going to send unreasonable beasts upon them for vengeance. So this thing can elevate to our robot situation. But they policing the neighborhood, they dropping off goods at the houses and in the hotel, the living quarters, the whole situation might change. That's what that great reset might be talking about. But I'm gonna leave it there. I didn't want to make this a long one. Just wanting to update people about the robot situation. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native American descendants of slaves scattered around the globe. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.